Okay, so here we are. Thanks for joining me. We're back at the National Motorcycle Museum in Birmingham, not far from Meriden. Junction 6 of the M42, the same junction as you come off for the Birmingham Airport. We're carrying on this little bit of a whistle-stop tour. We're going to Hall 4 now. Norton, Royal Enfield, Triumph, Cotton 250 apparently, that one. There's these boards here, not quite sure what these are about. Let's have a look, let's have a look. So it says, welcome to Hall 4, Royal Enfield, Norton, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the thingy, press red for Triumph, yellow for Royal Enfield. Let's go for Royal Enfield.
In 1893, a prestigious order was won for supplying precision parts to the Royal Small Arms Factory of Enfield. In celebration, the latest range of bicycles were called Royal Enfield. Not long after, the first Royal Enfield motorcycle was unveiled to the world. In 1926, a major fire broke out at the 18-acre...
So there we are. Now, as wonderful as that is, I just don't have the time here to stand and watch that.
Totally original.
So let's have a look. We're on to, these are Triumphs. These are Triumphs. You can imagine that Meriden's just up the road from here, so there's going to be no shortage of Triumphs. Now, for those who just joined, I'm sorry if you've just come into this video here. What it is on a previous video, I walked through the first few halls of the National Motorcycle Museum, and there was just so many bikes, far too many to get in. And so I'm putting this, so I sort of split it into two. I just hope my battery lasts on my phone long enough to, and this is just to give people a flavour of the place, just to give people a flavour of the place. I clearly haven't got time to go into reading all the boards, you know. But what a wonderful place it is for a motorcycle enthusiast. You could easily spend a day in here. Oh, there's a bit of a Meriden demolished, painting by unknown local artist, which was donated to the museum. The scene shows the demolition of the old Triumph factory in 1984, prior to house building starting. So that's, oh. And the housing estate now occupies the site of the Triumph Meriden Works. Daytona Drive and Bonneville Close are roads on the estate named after two famous Triumph motorcycles. Absolutely. And this is a bike that we, there we go, a Norton Manx replica in wood. What about that then? And I complain about my springs and the seat being hard. But what a wonderful thing! What a wonderful thing! Look at that front drum. Wow! Fantastic. So wandering round, this is Hall 4, Triumphs and Nortons and Nortons. You wouldn't know where to start. Where have they had all these from? Where have they had all these bikes from? You know, £15 to get in here, and oh, worth every penny. There we go. 1968 650cc Triumph TR6 trophy. Look at the paint job. You know, when you look at the new Triumphs, like what I've got, like a few others have got, they've done a great job of keeping it, you know, almost like the original, haven't they? They've done a really good job. I know some of these are American, they're US, you know, they're the export model, but what a fantastic job they've done of them. 1908 Norton V-twin with a Jap 750cc engine in. And when I say Jap, I mean JAP, not a Honda engine. 1906 985cc Norton's first sports machine. Wow. V-twin. Bicycle saddle on it. Is that an oil lamp? Yeah, I think that's an oil lamp, isn't it? Would you have some paraffin or something in there and burn it? Yeah, I bet you would. Triumph Legend. I imagine this must be one of the very last to come out of Meriden. Lots of Triumphs, lots and lots of Triumphs. So lots of these I can sort of recognise now as we're getting, you know, 1981, 1982. And now we're coming up to date. We're coming right up. Triumph, Tridents, Daytona, Speed Triple, Tiger, and the TT 600. And right on the end, we got a Rocket 3. 2004. So even that, I didn't realise they'd been making them that long. And now over here, we've got a few Royal Enfields. Rickman Matisse. And Royal Enfields going back to 1913. Royal Enfields. Silk. Oh, I remember a Silk. 1978. Don't know anything about them. Don't know anything about the Silk. Specialising in the overall two-stroke engines. So, I imagine that's... Yeah, it's got to be any spark plugs on the top. So is that a water-cooled two-stroke? Has to be. And over here, we've got the Enfields, the Royal Enfields, with a new one on the end. There we go. We know one or two people with them, don't we? Morgan. What about that? And you can see the heritage. You can see that they haven't changed much over the years. That they've taken the blueprint. Wonderful. A few Nortons here, later Nortons. London Ambulance. 1991. Norton Rotaries. Yep. And some of the very late Commandos. Well, the original Commando, 2002. A street-friendly scrambler. 750C Norton P11A 1968. And here's another one. Yeah, you can see that, can't we? We can see that. Raised exhaust, skid pan underneath, knobblies. Bit of distance between the mudguards and the tyres. Oh, there's some pretty bikes in here. Norton Atlas, that's a pretty thing. Look at that tank, how it moulds round. Wonderful. Wonderful. And up here, some more Norton Dominator. Vaguely remember them. I must have been 5. But Norton ES2. 1953 Norton Featherbed International 350. The Featherbed, I believe that was, if I'm not wrong, like a dual cradle, wasn't it, at the front? Rather than... Okay. (1959) 650 Bonneville T120. You can see where the colour scheme comes from on the new ones. Looks just like a new one, doesn't it? It's just like a new one. Okay, into hall 5. Zenith. AJS. 1962. 1933. Oh, I tell you what. The exhaust, like a fishtail exhaust, and I'm not sure about these handlebars. You wouldn't want to go far like that. And on the other side behind me, we've got a row of Velocets, and it would appear we've got some racing bikes over here. So let's have a quick scan around these. More BSAs. Ding, 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 ding. 650 Vincent sidecar outfit. Triumphs. Can I just squeeze past you, mate? You're right, stop there. John Cooper. Works BSAs. Mike Halewood, the Daytona BSA 750 Rocket 3. John Cooper. These were just really a bit before my time, but sort of heard of them. Chateley Brooklyn Special, copper knob. Built in the Ben and Joe Bickle in the garage, London. Made it for the 1929 racing season. Wow. DMW England. Never heard of them. And here's another one. DMW Hornet 125cc. Let's have a look at some of these races. Well, we've got a row of Douglases there. Excelsior. Okay, let's have a look at the lesser. Now, road racing was never really my... I don't know, I was never really into John Player Norton. John Player Norton. Ding. Manx replica, Barry Sheene. 2000. That was the machine that the machine that Barry Sheene won his last race on, apparently. He won his 76 and 77 500cc World Championships on foreign machines, but Bazza returned to the track decades later to contest historic bike events. He rode a newly made version of the most classic British race of the single-cylinder Manx Norton. 2002, he scored 2 wins on this Manx at Donington Park in the classic support race for the British round of the MotoGP. So there we go. I wonder if he's got progressive fork springs on it. Single cylinder. There we go. Wow. There's a name to conjure with. I've got to touch that. Oh. Wonderful. I'm not sure you're supposed to touch them or not, but I had to touch the grip. I bet the grips have been changed 5 times since then. Okay. But Bob Heath. Okay. Matchlesses. Matchlesses round here. James. Norton. Sunbeams. Norton 500cc, rigid, so no suspension on the back end. Oh, can you imagine it? Can you? Well, you can maybe imagine it, but you wouldn't want to go far on it, would you? So there we are, that's the final haul. 2003 600cc Valmoto Triumphs. Very pretty. Lovely graphics on the front. I remember when the Daytona came out with the Union Jack thing, obviously a replica of these around then. Valmoto Triumphs TT winning team. Ex-Percy Tate. Ex-Gene Romero. Now, I think Gene Romero, was he not involved in the Transatlantic Trophy in the early 70s? That was a few racing events that I did attend, and I think he was an American that was on the American team, and we'd got Barry Sheene and Mick Grant and Ron Aslan and stuff like that. And generally, I think it's fair to say that generally Americans won, didn't they? They were better than us. Don't know why. I think some of it was put down to the flat track racing that they did in the US, didn't they? So if it's they were used to them sliding all over the place. And whilst we put up a noble, Mick Grant was another one, wasn't he? We used to put up a noble effort. I think generally we'd win odd rounds, but I'll have to look that up. Oh, here we go, Ron Aslan. There we go, Rocket Ron. Rocket Ron on a Norton. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'll just wander back now to show you, because if you look at this video in conjunction with the previous one, we had a quick walk around the halls in the earlier one, but I will just go back now. What a wonderful place. It's hard to put into words the stuff that they've got in here, and I do apologise, but this was just going to be a fleeting glimpse. What I'm going to do now is make my way to the cafe, of course, because there is a cake shop here, so it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? So we'll go in the cafe, and I will so the plan is, so that was hall 5, so there's 5 halls of these wonderful bikes, and I think it's safe to say that anybody interested, you could certainly spend a whole day in here. If you're going to read every card, you could spend 3 months in here. But what a wonderful place. What a wonderful, wonderful place. And not a Japanese bike in sight. So we're just wandering around now, wandering back through the halls. Okay, so we're just making our way back the way that we came to. James, Jap, Kinnock, Levis, and there we are, we're back into hall, oh, this is hall 2. This is hall 2. (1975) Wolf 500cc stepped piston twin cylinder. Good Lord. A Bandit 350. Wow. You know, these are pretty. These are pretty things. Some wonderful colour schemes, and I just can't, I don't get, I can't understand how the British industry, how they went under. I know, you know, Ariel Square 4, making such marvellous machines from such different companies, and I mean, what a colour scheme that is. But Fury, 350cc BSA Fury, 1971. I mean, when they're making bikes like this, how on earth did we go under? Did we fold? Give in to the Japanese? Excuse me. I think I said it on the previous video, but it'd be wonderful to have a machine gun. The next car that cuts you up. Can you imagine that? I'm sorry I didn't see you. Don't worry about it, mate. Oh, dear me. So this is a wonderful place and a half. Let's wander out. If you've only just joined this video, I did have a walk around these halls on the previous vid, so perhaps you'd like to go and have a look at that one. It is just a quick walk around, as I say, trying to encourage people to come and have a look more than anything. A Wooler, 1953 500cc Wooler, horizontally opposed. Got the headlight, in fact the tank and the nacelles all in one piece. Nice comfy saddle. Yeah, pretty thing. And now we're just making our way back, and this goes into the cafe and gift shop. So I'll just quickly show you the cafe and the gift shop, and then exit that way. And this is where there's a chap working on them. Is that a BSA? The triple cylinder with the 3 exhausts up one side. Wonderful. So, gift shop over there. Offices, gift shop. Win Me BSA Gold Star 650. So that's that. This is the cafe. And then we go through to the gift shop. Hiya. And we've got a gift shop. There we go. Red torpedo. Wow, we've seen them, haven't we? A red torpedo. I've got my red torpedoes on now. There we go. BSA merchandise. That's interesting. BSA merch. Okay, so there we go. So that was really quite wonderful, a walk around these. There's 5 halls. There's a gift shop and there's a cafe. You can use the gift shop and the cafe without paying your entrance to go into the museum if you want to do that. Basic stuff in the cafe, sandwiches, sausage rolls, stuff like that. Get yourself a coffee. But a wonderful place. I would highly recommend anybody who's in the vicinity to call in. And I'm just surprised after all these years that I've never been. So thanks for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've enjoyed that little walk round. I'm going to have my sandwich and my coffee now and tickle off back up north, the frozen north, well, 50 miles that way. And I'll see you on the next one. So look after yourselves, ride safe, watch out for the potholes and the lunatic drivers. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.